Good morning. Can you believe we're almost in October? It's pretty amazing, isn't it? I just woke up and brushed my teeth and just saw the most beautiful flight path of this bird. You know, I live in the city in London. We're actually known, like, we're called the Forest City. And I always it's so funny. I make fun of London sometimes. And like, I was born and raised here. And I'm like, Forest City, like, you know, we're always chopping down trees and like, you know, there's not that many parks and, you know, we're like a UNESCO city of music, and I'm like, there's not that much going on. But like, there's actually like a lot. There's actually like a lot of trees and a lot of animals and birds and like even where I am, there's so much beautiful nature, even though we're like right in the middle of the city. Like, we're so close to downtown. And it's so beautiful to see all the wildlife. So I was drawn to the self-mastery deck. And the last time we brought this out, I think was 903, I'm pretty sure. It was like the second video in the timeline series. And we did the My Guiding Star, and we did this spread, and I think we'll do it again probably next week. But I was drawn to this deck just to kind of get the pulse on the day. Yesterday I spoke about how I have been challenged with integrating my practices again, and drawing cards is one of them. I like recording in the morning. I feel like my energy is good. I don't have all the information of the day. Like, you know, you can wake up on the wrong side of the bed, but also the morning, like the sun, like it's a beautiful blue sky today. I've already seen the birds. I pet the dog, gave her some love, and I lit some sage, and here we are. So am I feeling one more? I'm just gonna keep shuffling. But two already came out, and the first one was Harmony. And this came out when the bird flew. As a master, I resonate with who I am. I am in tune with my companions at home and at work. I see the beauty and know the secrets of all situations. Aww. That's so beautiful. Like, that's so beautiful, right? Like, I think about, you know, having an animal and having a son and a husband, and you know, Josh and I are still not through this. There's been some blockage, and so we've been trying to find harmony within our relationship, but I'm at a point where, and maybe it's because I'm talking about it, maybe it's because I'm talking about it, that I'm ready to move on from it. We've had quite a few conversations together, and I keep stating that it's like, I hear you, but like, I'm standing by what I said. I've had the interesting opportunity to re-listen to my words 3 times through, and I'm standing by what I said. And I don't think I've ever done that before. And so last night, he wanted to dive into it again, and I could feel that shift in negativity. And I said it was 11 o'clock at night. I was tired. We had just done this really nice like activity together. It's called the Wheel of Consent. One of my online yoga teachers is our Echo Yoga, and she's been exploring. It's Betty Martin. Betty Martin is her and someone else, but Betty Martin is has been working on this. She wrote a book on it, but we did this but yeah, anyways, so I learned about the Wheel of Consent. Echo's been exploring it through a little yoga series, and I thought, you know what, let's do it. And you do it with a partner. That's the one. You do it with a partner. And so we did it, and it was like a 12-minute little like game, and story for another day. I want to explore it more and learn more about it, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but we did this game. Energy was good, and then he wanted to bring up this, what he was feeling, and I said I basically just said, I am unable to receive. And he just like left the house. And there was a moment of, the moment where you're like, oh my God, like you start the spiraling thinking of like, what did I do? This is my fault. Did I make the wrong decision? Like you start to question your choices. And I went and looked myself in the mirror, and I was like, do you truly believe that you made the wrong decision? And I said, no, I wasn't able to receive it. There was an instant like block up for me. There was an instant block, and it's like, it's not that I don't believe he doesn't deserve to be heard. I believe everyone does deserve to be heard, but like the person that you're communicating with has to be receiving. It's just like, and when you're going through something, and it's the only thing on your mind, someone's like, how are you? It's like, there's the how are yous that are like, how are ya? And then there's the how are you? Those are different. And the person that says, how are you? They can probably receive. And sometimes it's good to ask, like, hey, like I'm dealing with some heavy stuff. Are you in a place where you can listen to these words? And if they say, yeah, it's like, then perfect. They've literally given you consent to express yourself in whatever way, in a safe way. But if someone's like, how are ya? And they want to talk about the weather, and you're like, oh my God, my grandma just died, and I'm feeling like this. It's like, they're not going to be able to receive you, and it's not going to be on soft and gentle and kind ears. And then you might impact their day because they don't have their protection, right? Like they're not in a space where their heart can receive, what you're going through. And that's okay. But I think it's important, as the person who's, going through some stuff, like you have to still be aware of whether or not someone can receive what you need to put out. And so, yeah, like I'm trying to keep the harmony by being true to my own heart and like trying to move through the energy in a productive way. But it's like I've said this before, like the thing about talking about it is that it just keeps perpetuating it. And I'm not saying, and it's not that that's a bad thing, but like I'm just like I'm over the specific conversation. Like if we want to talk about the feelings and the emotions surrounding it, fine. But like I stand by what I say. Like I do, and I'm not in this moment. I'm not gonna back down from that. I stand by what I said, and if you're feeling a certain way, like we can talk about it. But like I can't keep can't keep diving back into this business. Like, I just can't. Like, I stand by what I said. So I'm drawn to, so the last card that just popped up was cheerfulness. And I thought this was an interesting card. Because literally, like, that's kind of what I was saying. I was like, I am not in a space where I want to dive down this space. I don't want to keep spiraling and being like, did I do something wrong? So this card says, keeping a constant internal smile, knowing how amazing everything is and that it's all perfectly okay. As a master, I enjoy the paradoxes. I am easygoing about whatever happens, and I don't get angry anymore. Beautiful. You know, like, yeah, I'm, you know, harmony, having harmony, part of it is like being cheerful in the face of stuff that's going on. And I want that to be my, like, natural state. I think that I have a natural cheerfulness, and you know, there's been a couple times where I've come on here and I'm like, oh my god, like, I am just feeling so dense. I'm feeling so dense and sad, and the weight of the world is on my shoulders, and like, that's just not how I like to be. You know, I don't get channels. I don't appreciate the beauty of this world, of my life. I just, like, don't want to be brought down. And like, it's okay to be, like, of course, like, you know, when I'm feeling it, like, Sarah Botticelli, she says, you know, she's like, I swan dive into that and watch The Sound of Music, cry it out if I need to, and then I find the pot of gold. I find the nugget of truth in that, and then I come out of it, right? So this situation, it's like, I think the nugget, from my point of view, the nugget for me is standing by what I say and not spiraling in negativity and like blaming and shaming myself, and being like, okay, this just is how it is. You have confirmed with yourself 3 times that you feel as though the way that you communicated was absolutely appropriate. So let's move on. Let's move on with our life. The third card, introvertedness. As a master, I often turn to my internal realms where my original qualities of peace, love, and well-being reside. I see the inner meaning of my existence, the purpose of my life, and I am content. It's just what we were saying, you know. Turn to you first. It's funny because we're also like entering, well, we're now in Libra season. So Libra in the general astrological wheel rules the 7th house, and that's all about relationships. It's run by Venus. So is Taurus, but like, it's like a different type of quality when it comes to Venus. Like, harmony. I think harmony is one of the words, because Libra is the scales. So it's like you're finding balance and harmony within relationships, where like Venus and Taurus is like juicy pomegranates and sensuality, like being really rooted to the earth. Like, so yeah, Taurus is like earth, where Libra is air. So it's like harmony in the ethereal and the internal and within your relationships. But I think in order to have that harmony, you do have to, what does it say? Like, tap into the original qualities of where my well-being resides, and that's within you. It's always within you. no matter what's going on in the external world, Jaidev says this all the time, and that's the beauty of the Kundalini yoga practice. And I mean, most practices that, help balance your energy so that it's not so scattered. But like, the point is cultivating the energy, moving it around, and then bringing it into balance into your, you'll hear a lot about the central channel, the spine being the super highway, because from there, all the energy flows to the rest of the body and outside. But it starts from within. And so you can't have harmony in your external world if you don't have harmony in your internal world. You just can't. And so, I think about world events, and we're so connected by the internet that we know what's going on everywhere in the world. And the news, they talk about all the tragedy. Nobody's talking about all the good. You don't hear about all the work of the charities and the nonprofits. You don't hear about, people getting married and having kids and, writing books about their life experiences. You don't talk, you don't read about all the positivity in the world. You don't see it. Because people, we get caught up in all the bad. And I'm not saying that's not important, and there's people whose life purpose is to support and fight the good fight, and they're here to be a part of that, of bringing balance into that chaos of the external world. I believe that. But for a lot of us, like, your internal world makes your external world. So focusing on yourself is okay. And that introvertedness, meaning that if you align and get your energy right, when you see and hear about these external chaotic events, you are at peace within yourself, so that you can, it's just like, when somebody asking for consent, if you can receive that information, it's like, before you open your phone, before you go watch the news, if you check in with yourself and say, like, am I able to receive? Is my heart able to receive the chaos that may be on the other side? And if you're feeling particularly sensitive, or you've had a really challenging day, or like, if something's been challenging you, maybe the answer is no. Maybe you need to focus on cultivating strength within your own heart. Maybe you need to cultivate strength within your own body. Maybe you should do a meditation where, like, it's about sunshine and rainbows. It's okay. It's okay to tap into the good. It's okay to tap into the ethereal and the love and the peace and the joy. Going a day without watching the news, like, you're gonna be fine. It's just like watching soap operas. You could literally not watch it for a year and a half, and some faces may change, but like, the storylines are all basically the same. Like, you can catch up in like 2 days. Like, you'll get it. You'll understand the storyline. Like, this world is a soap opera. It's a slow moving arc. Very slow moving arc. Any piece of that puzzle, like, it's okay. You can miss it. You can miss it for a day. Take care of you. Take care of you. Allow yourself to take care of you. Because then when the time strikes for you to receive and take a look at that chaos energy, you're going to be able to look at it from a different lens. It's not going to settle into your soul in the same way. And maybe try the practice of I love the loving kindness practice. Just sending love to everyone in the world, May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free from suffering. Try not to have pity. Try not to be like, oh my God, this da 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 da. It's like, may you be happy, you know? Maybe pick one cause instead of all of them, you know? Maybe you only have it in you to pay attention to something like that's really, really profound, or that you really want to pay attention to. Maybe there's a rally, or somebody's fighting against, or somebody's let's say, like, maybe someone's doing a rally and you want to follow that. Great. Maybe just do that. And then may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you find purpose. May you stand strong. May the sun shine down on your cause. Like, send them love from where you are, but don't let it penetrate your cone of peace and well-being. You need to have a strong internal energy field to be in this world. It starts with you. It starts with you. As always, thank you so much for listening. If you've made it this far, consider checking out some of the other timeline videos. Maybe check out some of a story from another day, or some of the clips on the channel. I do hope that you'll consider subscribing. I am so excited about doing this. It's been almost a month, and I am going to be doing these timeline videos every day for 365 days at least. So thank you so much for being here on this journey, and for, listening to my words. And I hope that you can find that little nugget, that little piece of gold that you can take into your life, and find that inner knowing, find that inner peace, and then radiate out into this world. We need your light. We need your positivity. We need you. Have a beautiful day.